common man. No show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, recants a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Word we play. Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
Time is running out on Dan Cole's round. Let's go to 15. Bob?
Yeah, John Cole has been visibly angry. He's been talking to himself quite a bit. And it doesn't get any easier here on the par 3 15th hole at Minnesota National. This hole is guarded by two bunkers with a big tree in front of the green. Very challenging tee shot. He's opted to hit a 5-iron here. Cole, unreal pants, blubbering in the wind, mumbling to himself, I've got to have this shot.
Hooty-hoo!
Ooh, that's very well struck. Spinning through the air like a J.J. McCarthy pass. It's right on line. Looking good. Oh, my! It's in! I can't believe what I just saw. A hole-in-one for Cole at the 15th, and he's pointing at patrons in the gallery shouting, you doubted me, you doubted me, you doubted me, and now he's embracing his son, Peter. What a moment between father and son here at the 15th at Minnesota National.
Give me that fish. Give me the fish. Let me get on that fish. Give me the fish. What if it were you hanging up on the floor? And if it were you and that sounds you didn't see it at all. Now what do you think? What do you think of that?
I'm confident that we'll be world champions. That's what I've said right from the start, and I'm still confident of that.
Rosa, you don't know nothing.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the north. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
And if I'm not the common man, Dan Cole, why do I look like me? I am what I am, and that's all that I am. And if I'm supposed to look like somebody else, why? The verification code for hip cricket. I'm a little late getting into the studio. That's Blakemore's fault. He asked me, so what's going on today? And I said, there's so much. I started listing all the topics we needed to get to. I'm a radio dinosaur. I was born in the mean streets of... Oh, I see what you did wrong. Give me one more second for me. Oh, I see. I'm starting to, well, I'm not starting, I've lost it completely. Like, more on that later. There's so much to get to. For instance, Twins lose to the Oswalds. That's a bad loss.
Yeah.
You can't lose to the Oswalds. Plus, it looks like Buxton's out. It's back to the same old Byron Buxton. Can't stay healthy. It was too good to be true last year. Even this year, early it started out. So I think now it's I don't know if the Twins season now. I know that they'll play out the string to 162. I just don't know if it's the beginning of the end, the middle of the end, or the end of the end for them. And then let's say it is the middle of the end. Is it the beginning of the middle of the end, the middle of the end, or the middle of the end of the beginning? Eebity, that's all, folks. The Lynx, will they ever clinch? What if they don't win another? If they were to lose there are remaining regular season games where they miss the playoffs.
If Golden State won out, yeah.
I mean,
not miss the playoffs. No, they're in the playoffs.
You're sure?
Yes, they clinched a long time ago.
Okay, Mr. Grape Protector.
Grape Protector?
Yeah, you protect the stealing of grapes.
Oh, grape. I thought you said great.
No, grape. I'm hearing about it everywhere I go. Everywhere I go.
It's very controversial.
Everyone wants to know about Tenebys. He's appalled that anybody would think of. He's appalled that anybody would taste a grape before purchasing them. Someone says a black glove was the pro shop out of red. I sent out a text today. Did you see the picture I texted out? My golf round?
Yeah, the Loggers Trail.
Yeah, that was our 18th hole. It was such a sad end of the round. Well, I don't even know if I want to start there. Let's spin the wheel of topic. We've got lynx, wild wolves, Vikings. I shouldn't just assume people want to hear about them.
Commons golf
Okay, I'll
game.
talk about it then. We started on 10. I shoot 43, and I
What'd you shoot today?
81.
Where'd we play?
Loggers Trail.
Where'd you hit it on 1?
Well, we started on 10, and I hit a good drive, hit it in the fairway, middle of the fairway.
Second shot?
Kind of fanned forward over into the right rough.
Then what?
Well, I had uphill into the wind, and I knew. It's almost like a negativity, foregone conclusion. I said, I don't think I can clear the bunker with this club because I can't get the height I want, but I need it for the distance. It hit just before it could get onto the green, trickled back, but stayed in the grass is so thick they leave it gnarly around that bunker on 10. You know which one I'm talking about. That it didn't fall into the bunker. So I had a really awkward stance, like 1 foot in the bunker. kind of like
it's a steep one too.
Yeah, 45 degrees. But I hit a really nice pitch to about 10 feet and missed the putt.
Well, there's that.
You know how I, generally speaking, I can putt better than like 60, 65, 70% of the players on tour? I was terrible. I 3-putted a couple of greens. I was actually getting annoyed. I had to scold myself between 10 green and 10 tee box. And then on 10, I get to 1 and I go, so I'm 7 over 43 through, and then I go par, 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 par. 6 pars in a row, just rattling them off, just building momentum. Bogey 7, par 8. I want a birdie 9 to shoot a 79. I want to go 43-36. I decided to start. So I changed personas. McCarthy's
Superman?
9, right? For most of the round, I was big boy. And the reason I came up with big boy because the superintendent at the Royal Club was driving by me the other day, and he goes, "Hey, big boy, what's up?" So I started calling myself Big Boy, and I felt like a big boy, even though I'm 5'7" and 3/4. Then I went to Gas Man. I'm stepping on the gas, and I get to 10, and I 9. I tell I'm gonna watch as I'm gonna step on the gas. I just crush a drive. Then I go, I'm gonna step on the gas on this forward, and I step on the gas and hit a beautiful forward. Then I decided to step on a gas on an 8-iron into the green, and I kind of like went off the track, and it hit the left bank of that pond and caromed over to the right. I thought it went in the water. So just for fun, I said, well, I got to try that again. I hit the identical shot. Then I hit a third and cleared the green. So I go to play my original. Those were just to do the shot. I see it sitting down there. It ricocheted down in the very bottom. So I thought, well, let's take a picture as if I was going. There was no way I could play that from the side. I ended up making a 6 on the hole. I did take my drop and got up and down. But there was no way. But how does that ball even end up there, which was astonishing? You'd have to see it. So it's just a mixed bag. It's just like I'm not any good anymore. Not that I was ever really good. I used to be decent. You've seen it before. You've seen when the club was my brush, the ball was my paint, the course was my canvas. You've also seen when my 5-iron's been a pitchfork and everything in between. In regards to the black, I like a black golf glove. I look for them anytime I go to Dick's or Second Swing. any sporting golf, you name it, Golf Galaxy, PGA Superstore, Target, Walmart, Shields, name it. You name the store, I look for black golf gloves. Several reasons. Most people don't wear them. Plus, they go with black and gray. They look good. Plus, they're thicker because of the dye. They last longer, and then they never look dirty. Isn't that the worst part about a white golf glove is after, if you don't keep your grips really clean, after about 4 or 5 rounds, it just looks awful. You ever see a pro golfer with a golf glove that's all beat up? And no, they exchange them all the time, but they get them for free.
They hand them to people in the stands.
That's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do. So I like a black golf glove. They didn't run out of red. This one says, ask Tenna if he believes in taking a mulligan in golf.
Taking a mulligan?
Yes.
Not really, no.
Would you?
I mean, I think I have done the breakfast ball occasionally, like the first shot of the day. Now, ultimately, if someone, if you're not playing in a tournament and you're playing with your buddies and you guys all decide you want to do some mulligans and you're keeping up the pace of play, I don't care if you do that or not.
But will you do a breakfast ball?
I have done a breakfast ball before, yes.
You're stealing from the golf course. That's an extra shot you're taking.
Actually, I was giving my ball to the golf course is what I was doing.
That's what somebody wanted to say. They said they thought they had you there.
Yeah.
They thought it was so good. I actually believe it. I think you were trying to. It says, now after he says yes, accuse him of trying to play the course twice for free, and then he wanted this sound effect.
Brilliant!
It is brilliant. It's really not the same, but you know what? We never let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Other than the breakfast ball, though, I don't take mulligans.
Yeah, I don't either. I can't. And I hit out of divots.
I have a handicap. You can't be taking mulligans if you have a handicap.
Do you believe in if you're in a bunker and there's a great big huge footprint of moving it out of the footprint? I do believe in that. We're not on.
Well, I believe the divot in the middle of the fairway, you should be able to take the ball out of it.
I know, but I don't do that. But I do. I know what you believe. I'm just saying, do you see? Because to me, the divot can be it could have been exploded and he couldn't replace it. If your divot explodes and they don't have sand, well, you can't replace that divot. So, okay. But you can rake your trap. I mean, there's always a rake there. There's always sand in the trap. You did it because you're lazy. And if you're not going to ruin my round, I'm not going to be in a big foot-size footprint because you were too lazy. And most people I play with abide by that same rule. They say, well, sure, you just set it aside. It's hard enough to hit a bunker shot as it is. Calling for the abolishment is what I'm doing. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Peek at the purple coming up next. There is plenty to get to. The legendary Mark Rosen, Minnesota State Fair coming up tomorrow. We'll be broadcasting live from noon until 3.
Boy.
That and so much more on the Common Man Fan.
The Common Man.
Don't take.
Want to chime in with what's happening with your favorite KFAN program? Make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Brian text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. Standard message and data rates apply.
Tenneby, tell me if you think this was the wrong thing to do. I received a text message just now at the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. It says, Common, Jim Messina was looking for you last night at the Dakota after his awesome show. He grabbed a glass of wine, did an hour Q&A with anyone who wanted to stay, 20 of us. He said, is that fella from the radio station still here? I exited stage left. I'd already done a 1 hour Q&A with him on my own that you can listen to it if you want on the Common Man podcast. Well, at the end of the interview that I did 2-3 weeks ago, 6-7 days ago, 6-7 weeks ago, whenever it was, I said, well, maybe I'll run into you at the Dakota. He said, hey, come back and see me. Just make sure you say you're the guy from the radio station so he doesn't want stalkers coming back. I said, sure. So I get there and I go, well, maybe I'll take him up on it. I'll verbally slap him on the back. I've always enjoyed his work. So GM brings me back there, and Jim's in the dressing room by himself. He has his own, and then there's, I guess, the dressing room for the other players in the band. I don't know how it looks back. The first time I've been backstage at Dakota. And I reach out my hand, and Jim gives me a fist bump instead. And I think it's not because he's germophobic. I think it's like, what if it's Matt Burke and squishes his right hand? Because that's what Burke would do.
Sure.
You have those, Burke does it all the time. Morris does it. Those guys that want to show, I have a firm handshake. No, you're just trying to act like you're really strong. And you want it. So all of a sudden, can you just see talk show host breaks Jim Messina's finger, show canceled.
Assaults him.
Yeah. So fist bump. I said, hey, thanks for doing the interview with me. I just loved it. He goes, yeah, thanks for the PR. He goes, you staying for the show? I go, well, yeah, so I'm here. And then he goes, you're going to be here after? I go, see, I don't do meet and greets anymore. So what I do is I hang around and answer questions if people want to ask, if people in the audience want to stand. So maybe you could introduce yourself and then walk around with the microphone and, go to people in the crowd. And I said, well, does it pay scale? And he said, no, I didn't ask him that. But then I said, yeah, I can do that. But he did say, or maybe, I don't know if, unless they have something else set up, I don't know what they're going to do here because they know that he's going to do a Q&A. Well, at the end, he says, hey, give me 15 minutes, we'll do the Q&A. Well, most people left. And there were about 20 people gathered around the stage. I said, well, they don't need a microphone to go. These people are like from me to you away. But then he was asking if I was still hanging around. He was there for an hour, apparently. Asking if the radio guy was there is sort of like list radio, right? It's just he's killing time at that point. He was really good last night.
Maybe he just want to be besties with you.
It could be. Well, and I know I live in the past. My wife was the youngest person in the audience, and she's 56. She was the oldest person in the audience. And another thing, Tenneby, let me ask you a question. I talked about this with somebody today. When you go see an artist you really, really like let's say you go see Weezer and you enjoy them all the time.
Yeah.
Are you able to remove yourself from fanboy and go, I don't know if it was as good as I thought it was going to be, or because it seems like most people, they see the concert's always the greatest concert. They loved it. It was terrific. And maybe it really was. Or is there, it's sort of like if let's say you're a certain and current play-by-play announcer for a local football team. And no matter what they do, you think it's wonderful, right? Same kind of a thing. Or could you go, I thought the Weezer wasn't on. But now being a casual and listening, I don't know if it's like, oh, he missed the chord there. That timing wasn't right. The drum beat wasn't exactly where it was supposed to be. That's what I don't know. I know that his voice was still solid. I enjoy the music that he's created, and the band was top-notch. They had a saxophone player. He played sax. I think he played the flute, the clarinet. He was also banging on the bongos like a chimpanzee. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. He was playing chimes. He played washboard. He's jumping around. I mean, he was basically the backbone of that band. And he did like 4, 5, 6, 7 saxophone solos that were, and again, do I know that it was as good as Winston Marsalis? I don't know. If I hear 2 saxophone players playing, I can say, well, I kind of like that sound, but I don't know if, well, that guy's better. He's more proficient at it, right? In sports, you can kind of see that. Well, he's a better quarterback than that quarterback. You can see that. But with a musician, I don't have the ear for that. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Am I making sense?
I would like to think I have that ability, but I would also say I went to the Target Field concert Sunday night, the Country and Western concert, which...
Was that Kenny Chesney?
It was Tim McGraw. I did not stay for Tim McGraw.
You mean that cowboy concert?
Because we brought Ingrid to her first ever concert. Because her and my wife and I, we all like the Chicks. And so the Chicks were leading up into Tim McGraw.
I like Chicks.
So I did not stay for Tim McGraw.
Oh, you mean the Dixie, the former Dixie? I thought we said
Chicks,
Chicks, they like Chicks.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But I thought the Chicks were good. Now, I've only seen them 3 times. The 2 other times I saw them were both at the State Fair, so it's a little different venue. I thought they sounded good. And then when I came back here yesterday, or was it Monday, and Lil B and Marnie were like down on the concert. They're big Chicks fans as well.
Oh.
And they were a little down on the concert. They didn't think they played enough of the hits. They just thought they were kind of bland. And I'm like, well, they hit all the notes. That's all I know. Like they can still belt out a tune.
Yeah. Well, I can't even know if they hit all the notes or not. I just know I liked what I heard last night. And, again, I think I've made this perfectly clear. I can't do Target Center Field. I don't like big arena shows. They're not intimate enough for me.
I get it.
And it's like, and then you're sitting in a baseball stadium with, I know it's maybe your family members or friends you're with, but you're all packed in there like sardines. I like when there's valet parking, they hand me a menu, take me to my table and hand me a menu. The food was so good. Had the Dakota burger last night. So Jim starts doing 3-minute song, 5-minute story, 3-minute song, 5-minute. I'm thinking, Jim, you can't do this all night. But he didn't. He just did a few stories early. He still interjected a little bit. But the band was, and again, I'm not an expert, but it was 5-piece band. Keyboardist guy was kind of the guy that would harmonize with him. Bass player sang a little, as did Chimpanzee guy, the guy banging on the bongos. Drummer guy didn't. He wasn't wired for sound. He didn't do any singing. They were good. I just enjoyed it so much.
Did Jim still carry a tune at his age?
Yes. He I was surprisingly he could. He really could. And again, I don't know if I listen to him and go, I mean, he's probably doesn't have the range he did when he was younger back in the 70s when it was Loggins and Messina. And, he was getting his money for nothing and his chicks for free. So I don't know, but I enjoyed it immensely last night. And they played all the hits. We talked to him about this in the interview. Did I talk about this? I asked him, do you play the hits like they were played? In other words, just how you heard them on the album or on the radio? Said absolutely. He says, because that's what the people paid for. I've seen other artists. We talked about this in the interview. You can still get it on the podcast. We ran like an hour. I saw, you and I have discussed this. I saw Bruce Hornsby at the zoo. He'd be 4 minutes into Mandolin Rain, and I'm going, oh, that's Mandolin Rain. And I was a little disappointed. But then Reasonable Doubt for Reasonable Fee guy who sees shows all over the country. And he sees a lot of those smaller acts, the up-and-comers. He goes all over the place. Go to the Turf Club, watch this guy, watch that guy. And he said, well, if you are a fan of a band and you've seen them a number of times, you maybe like that they change up the arrangements a little bit. That's not me. I kind of like, especially because it's the only time I've ever seen them.
Like I've gone to 5 Bone Thugs and Harmony concerts, and every concert has been the exact same. So I'm ready for a little bit of a change. Yes. Change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I understand if you've never been to one before, you want them to just play the hits the way they are.
It's sort of like where people tell me to freshen it up, right? It's been the same old stories over and over and over and over again. Same nonstop nonsense, tomfoolery, skullduggery. Freshen it up.
Well, you did, because typically this would be your Peek at the Purple segment, and you just completely changed it up. You threw the listeners off.
Oh.
So if we had done Peek at the Purple,
well, this was Peek at Poco, because he played for Poco. Peek at Poco, brought to you by my friends at Affordable Electric. Oh, we're doing a theme about. Think about this, Affordable Electric. Kids are going back to school. Do you still have some work to do, some homework to do in your home? Like you got.
I get it. Homework.
Yeah, right. You've got issues. You've got sockets you got to fix. Your breakers are tripping, man. If you have things to do electrically, go ahead and do it. And they'll give you. I don't want to make. I got to make sure. Yes, it's. For a limited time, save $50 on electrical work of $375 or more. Restrictions apply. Offer not valid for evaluations. 612-331-VOLT or book online anytime at affordable-electric.com. Affordable Electric, helping Twin Cities homes make the grade. And they are, as I've told you before, shockingly affordable. We'll break. We'll come back. We can talk a little bit of purple. We can talk a little bit of, what are the Twins' colors? Red, white, and blue? Wolves, I don't know what color they have anymore. They change them all the time. And then the Wild.
They got kind of a lime green with the navy blue and the light blue.
Did the Wild finally get rid of the Christmas?
I think they're still the Christmas colors for now.
They still do that. We'll break. We'll come back with more on the Common Man program.
The Common Man.
I freaking love him.
Yeah, same.
He's so awesome.
Yeah.
He seems like the nicest dude.
Weekdays at noon on The Fan.
KFAN welcomes Luke Combs back to U.S. Bank Stadium on Saturday, April 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now. Plus, full details on the show on the concert calendar at KFAN.com.
Renovations at 1600 Utica Avenue South, a.k.a. Common Man World Headquarters, continues. Our portion of the 15th floor or fifth. What are we? Fifth floor.
Or the fifth floor
is really it's done. Maybe just doing a little, couple of odds and ends. The rest of the bill, I think we have about a quarter of it, maybe a third of it, and then the other 2/3 is they're still going over a renovation process, working diligently. It's been just stripped to the brass tacks. They're also renovating the restrooms. I think we've mentioned that. So they're closed for now. Our options are lower level, 4th floor or 6th floor. I guess you could go to 7, 8, or 9 if you wanted to. I've used the 4th floor restroom on a couple of occasions. I like it very much. It's enjoyable. Well kept. It's different. It's got a different look to it. It's got more of a dark granite countertop.
Same blueprint.
Yeah, same blueprint, but dark granite countertop. The floor is a little bit different. The stalls are the stall partitions are almost like a silver. It's like they're metal color. They're not dark painted. So that's on the 4th floor. I really enjoyed it. Did that for 2. I said, well, maybe I'm missing something up on 6. Went to 6. They should start the renovation on 6s at the same time. They're just like ours. Bad floor, looks awful, dark, dank, dingy. I would compare it to a restroom at a Arkansas truck stop. That's how bad it is. I can't go there anymore. So I will continue. Is
it State Fair near Carousel Park like?
Yes, very much so. Very much like that. I don't know if I could stomach that ever again. So I'm out on that one. And here's the thing: if I'm a tenant on that floor, I'd say I need something taken off the top of the lease.
Sure,
because that bathroom's it's almost uninhabitable.
Because the 4th floor is almost like, you have like new construction homes, right? And they have like a baseline.
Yes.
And then you can do certain upgrades at certain areas.
Absolutely.
They got the upgrades on the 4th floor.
They got the upgrades on the 4th floor.
We got the base level.
We got
package.
base level. That's exactly what we got. It's a great way to describe it. And, base level's fine. It's just a place where you relieve yourself. It's not like I'm living in there, but it's more comfortable if it's cozy and, it just makes everything
If you feel good, you work good.
Yes. And
so I want to go to the bathroom and feel good.
And I always feel good after I relieve myself. So there's that. An immaculate inning last night. That was the one highlight for the Twins. I never knew it was called an immaculate inning until I heard we had one about 2 or 3 weeks. There have only been now, I think, like a one. For those that don't know, an immaculate inning is 3 up, 3 down in an inning, all by strikeouts in 9 pitches. So swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss 3 times, or caught looking 3 times, or a combination thereof. Do you think anybody keeps track of that? Have we ever had an immaculate inning where it's been caught looking, all 3 pitches? Nobody swung. They didn't swing for 3 pitches. And have there been one where they were all 3 swing and a misses? And then can we break it down to, my guess is, there's never been an immaculate inning. This would be an immaculate inning with a capital IMM. If they actually had catch the batter, they'd never take the bat off their shoulder for 9 straight pitches. I bet
that would be pretty rare.
I bet that's never happened, but I need to know that. And that's not reported in any Fish Wrap, Athletic, AP, CBS Sports, ESPN, FBI, CIA, BBC. B.B. King didn't even tell me, nor did Doris Day or Max Busby. Dig it, swing it. But I wonder if that's ever happened. But our guy did it last night. It was, who pitched first? Was it Taj Mahal. Only problem is he gave up 4 runs in the game and we lost to the Oswalds. So... But I wonder, and I'd never even heard of an immaculate inning.
I have heard of that.
I'd never heard the phrase used before. What do you think is more immaculate? The conception, reception, or the 3 up, 3 down with strikes?
I would say the reception.
Yeah, reception. That was
the most immaculate.
And think about it. That was back in the day. That was Franco. I was going to say Chef Boyardee, Franco-American. Franco Harris, for those that don't know, was the Immaculate Reception. It was a playoff game against the Radiators. Do you know there was a time, Tenby, where two offensive players, like if I drop back to pass, looking, I threw it to you, to see you and Blakemore on the same team. Goes off your fingertips and Blakemore catches it, that would be an incomplete pass. Two offensive players couldn't touch the ball back to back. Now you can. It's a great rule they changed.
Yeah, I like that rule.
Like in golf, they changed. Remember when they used to be if you two chipped it, if you hit it twice, it counted as two strokes? No, it's one swing. If somebody finally came to their senses and said,
no one's trying to hit it twice, as if it's going to help the shot.
Have you ever done it though, and then kind of chased it with your club? I've done that, and I've actually helped it out before in the second chip. At least it went further, might not have went closer. We lose 4-2, and then the Buxton thing. And do we have an update on Buxton? Have you seen anything? What I read, here's what it says. Buxton was running after a ball that Henry Bolte hit into the right center gap in the seventh inning, and he appeared to aggravate his hip because he's had this hip flexion thing. He appeared to aggravate his hip when he attempted to reach down with his glove. That's the first time in the history of Major League Baseball on any level. How'd you hurt yourself? Reaching for the ball with my glove. So he's out. I've not seen anything. There's just a quote from Shelty. He said he's been dealing with the hip issue, which we know. I think it kind of caught when he went to stop, just felt with where he's at. I made the decision, okay, let's get him off the field. Fish Wrap Westside continues with, this was Buxton's 11th game back in the lineup in his second stint on the IL. One day after he had 3 hits and scored 4 runs, he was hitless in 3 at-bats. Tuesday with 3 strikeouts. Immaculate. He struck out 3 times. I wonder if they count that too. And I wonder if he struck out all 3 times. We call that a no. The Twins are building. All these teams give back to the community. I don't know if people know that.
Sure.
Like for instance, you remember with the Vikings, Denny Green started Community Tuesdays. Players would have Tuesdays off, but they have to go do things like a Spirit Day.
Yeah.
We have Spirit Days here at the Fan. I always thought that would be a day you go get drunk. Hey-oh! And
or cheerlead.
Yeah, or cheerlead. Hey-oh! Half second. Well done. The players would, they would go to the children's hospital. They would maybe go to a food shelf. We've done that here before. Baby Brother Peter's basketball team went to, what's the name of the play? You packed food.
Feed My Starving Children.
That's right. I've done Feed My Starving Children before. I went along with them. If there was a starving child at a grocery store, would you let him eat a grape for free, or would you turn him in?
Well, I'd buy him grapes myself.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, I'd buy him a whole bag.
All right. So, what were we just talking about? So Community Tuesdays. The Twins, in an effort to give back, they're building playgrounds all across the Twin Cities. And they're naming them after former players. The very first one they did was Miguel Sano Park. There's really not much to it, just 3 swings and a bench. Material like that at Flop, Sweat, and Tears. We got 2 shows on the books already. Tickets aren't available yet. One's in October. We're going to, up at Grandview. You know what Grandview is doing? They reached out to Sauce and I's representation, which would be me. And they said, would you be interested in doing Flop, Sweat, and Tears up at the Golf Closer? So instead of having the Chris Hockey Band or Rocket Club or the Flaming Armadillos or Mall Rats or any of the other assorted bands that have played there over the years at the tailgate party, they're going to do Flop, Sweat, and Tears instead. How do you think that's going to go over? Like a lead balloon? But we're going to do it. Yeah, so we've got that. That's on the first Saturday in October. So we got that.
Did they know that your comedy material is not going to be enough to go as long as the concerts used to go?
Well, I got an hour, only about 4 minutes of it's funny, and that's a stretch. They've seen the material, because when I introduce the bands, they always want me to do 5-10 minutes, and I do. The people in the audience, which I wished I didn't, they want to hear music. They don't want to hear Common Man do his. Anybody here into New Year's resolutions? I check them every month. And not only have I broken 7 out of the 10 commandments as well. 99%. Then we got a show coming up at, we're going back to New London Spicer. We were Boffo in New London Spicer. That, you know what, Teneby? I know this is going to sound like a preposterous statement, but it's Common, Meat Sauce, and Larry Mundella guy back by popular demand. They're demanding that we come back. Demanding it. And all I said...
They know you have a bunch of new material the second time around?
Well, yeah, here's what I said to them. This is what I told them at New London Spice, where I said, Max's Grill, I said, no money, no funny. And they're going to pony up. Who came up with the phrase pony up and why? Pony up. Is today cut down day at Winter Park? Did I see that somewhere? Or can any day be cut down day?
Any day can be.
Yeah,
They don't
have official.
It's not the final. Days. Well, there's the one cut down where you have to get down to the final 53.
And is that?
They do that. It'll be after the next preseason game.
So is that the day after the preseason or the Monday after? Or do we have? I'm sure we have an exact date. I've seen a number of stories. I haven't taken the time. There was a time I would read those stories, but most of the names and faces, I wouldn't recognize anyways. It's probably not too difficult to figure out who's staying. You know that the Jeffersons is, the Murrays is, the Derasaws is, the Addisons is, those players are staying. We know there's 35, 40 players you can say, well, they're in. And then the 3 defensive draft picks ain't going anywhere. So it's just really a matter of your fifths, your sixes, your sevens, your undrafted free agents, and maybe some veterans that may be a little long in the tooth. Those are the ones. I don't think there's any major decisions. I don't think, I could be wrong, Terry, but I don't think there'll be any sleepless nights in the coach's office where we're so deep at every position. How do we cut a guy? What do we do? There's so much to offer here. I don't think it'll be too difficult to do, and I would bet most of the names we won't recognize. Do you think there's a possibility that might be a surprise or two, like, a major, a veteran that we've known and come to love for years is just he's done so? I don't see that happening, but then again, I don't know. I'm not on the inside.
Pony up.
Yeah.
There's not like a set official origin on here, but it does say to pony up means to pay money, to pay what one owes, to make good on a debt. Some people have asserted that the phrase comes from horse racing, while others state that pony may have referred to some form of British or American currency or denomination. Neither of these theories hold up to scrutiny. In actual fact, the term pony up dates back to the 16th century. It is said to be a corruption of the Latin phrase legem ponoie, a term found at the 5th division of Psalm 119, a Bible passage which was sung on March 25th. March 25th was a quarter day and was the first payday of the year. So Latin legem equals law, and pone is the imperative of Latin ponere, to put place. This convoluted explanation for the term pony up suggests that the term originated in Britain, though today is almost exclusively used in the United States. So I don't know if that actually answered any of the questions.
I don't think it really does, but it killed like about a minute, and I appreciate you helping me out there. List Radio.
Before the Kentucky Derby, before they lose hundreds of pounds.
Hundreds?
They would say riders up on top of the horses.
Hey-o. CBS Sports NFL roster rankings. Now they're ranking the rosters. Which isn't that... Go ahead.
KOC is chatting.
Let's listen.
Let me make sure I can get it. Hold on.
This would be good. KOC.
I'm going to try to get it from the beginning. Hold on.
Here's what I think they told him. They said, he's struggling. Go to KOC. Is that what Abbott told you? It's a struggle.
No, I just saw it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Years, it'll be more of we call it a scrimmage style format because we want to kind of simulate some aspects of reps for the games. So everything today is designed. It's still thud. It's still our normal way of practicing, but everything's designed to, I might as well have a rep counter in my hand. I'm trying to get a certain amount per drive, make sure these guys start feeling what it's like to play the volume of snaps, and we'll move around the field and do different things. But so just so you were, aware of what we were kind of doing. Just some injury updates. Caleb Tiernan, still kind of week to week. He's doing better. He'll start, kind of the progression. But we hope, that targeted data, getting him returning to practice. Green Bay week is still in play. And then Theo Jackson also progressing. In a good way. You'll start seeing him do a little bit more kind of off to the side as we hope to get him maybe worked back in next week, but for sure we're targeting that Packers week. And then additionally, just with JJ, we're going to kind of give him a rest day today just to see if we can kind of put the ankle behind him a little bit. He's, gotten some work. We kind of split the reps yesterday just to not overload him and with hopes of, all along really wanted him to, be able to start this final preseason game. And we'll work off of that. If we can, we feel good about getting him those really important reps, we will. But I'll keep you guys posted. In regards to just the game itself, we will have some guys, inactive for that game, but still a lot of really, really important reps throughout our whole football team as we're trying to work towards solidifying our 53 and our practice squad. It's been a really cool thing to see our 90-man roster and how competitive it has been from top to bottom. And I'm very much well aware, just having gone through it before as a player, like these are hard days for some guys because they're trying to do everything they can to solidify, the work they've done up until this point. But, want to give them a great plan and, see the guys go out there and compete on Friday. And then, just for us, as we go into not only, the fact that we've got to cut down the roster a little earlier. I don't know, I think you guys know, but we're, with the international games earlier, we now have to cut down by 3 o'clock on Sunday. So between the getting home at 4 a.m. on early Saturday morning after the Friday night game, it's going to be, a lot of work to be done and a lot of tough conversations to be had. And just wanted to, make note of that. It's never lost on me from that standpoint. But I'll open it up to you guys.
Do you expect Carson to play Friday?
We're still working through the full plan, but as of right now, yes, I do.
So, Coach, did you divide up the second team reps this week because of J.J. McCarthy's ankle?
Yeah, it was really only, on Monday they really weren't divided up in any kind of particular way. We only had so many reps coming out of the game because the ones, only basically got 1 or 2 reps a period. Or they got all the reps, the twos, and the other guys only really got 1 or 2 reps a period. So really, yesterday was more out of, just knowing that we wanted to try to hopefully get him turned over. And now today's such a there's so many ones versus ones reps today. Felt like it was a good opportunity to let him get the next couple days to turn over and feel really great for a Friday night.
So just to be clear, you're thinking JJ could still start Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, to me, at this point, maybe not getting as many as maybe we wanted to in the last preseason game. I think these reps are still so important. I know, we look at all this as such a big picture thing all the time, but I still look at these reps for a young player as really important. And he's had a really good off season and a good training camp, and I still think these reps are important for him to go out there and move the ball and move the team, put the ball in the end zone, and that's the goal. But also, if we can't get him there, we can't get him there.
You guys get the news yesterday of Deshaun Jones' suspension. What was I'm sure you guys had known that's a possibility for a while, but what was your reaction to finding that out from the NFL yesterday?
Yeah, I know the league kind of put out the statement. It's pretty cut and dry, the player conduct policy, but, disappointed. When Jay Sean called me, this was going back to before the offseason program started, and, he called me immediately and let me know, and was very remorseful, took total accountability of it. But it's been made very clear the standard we expect out of not only our players but everybody in this building. And I think he's been accountable. I'm proud of the way he's approached this to take responsibility and want to put it behind him. And this is kind of the last phase of it when that discipline comes down, and we move forward, knowing that was a possibility, especially when the process had played out. But yeah, everybody's well aware of kind of the expectations and the standards, and when you fall short of that, you're going to be held accountable for it. But at the same time, we're going to support them, and obviously, when those 3 weeks are up, we'll welcome them back.
Is there a specific diagnosis to the ankle, to JJ's ankle?
It's not. I wouldn't call it anything like it's not a high ankle. It's not it's just a deltoid sprain, I guess you'd call it. That's as medical as I can get for you. But no, he actually came in feeling pretty good after the game, and there's just some things he's had to work through this week.
From that last hit, Kevin, or because he got hit low like 3 times. So did it come from the last hit or just an accumulation of hits?
It was probably one of those plays. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when it was.
What's your goal for, and I don't know what the importance of the timing is here, for deciding for the Packers game who is going to be the backup QB technically?
Yeah.
Like, is that a decision that you want to make soon, that week? Like, what's that timetable?
I think to me it's making an assessment on what we think is best for the team. And like I said, I think these reps are important. The reps in the game are important. We want to make sure we give, not only JJ and Carson, but Max as well, with the good things that he's done. The ability to maximize what we can get out of these games and allow that competition. And it's not just that position. There's a bunch of positions. There's still some guys fighting to, whether it's practice squad spots or, putting on great tape for the rest of the league to see, because that's what our goal is always. I tell the team every year at the beginning of training camp, I want all 90 guys in this room right now to be on an NFL team or practice squad somewhere this year. And our jobs are to put you in a position, whether you get a ton of reps or you don't get a lot of reps, but by the time the games come around, or, last week with the joint practices, we want guys to feel like they're prepared, and that's our job as coaches to do. And I think I got a great staff that helps the players do that. But yeah, we want to have clarity, but also, like I said, today's the last quote unquote training camp practice. We'll still have some work next week, and continue to always make the decisions based upon what we think is best for the team. And it's been a really competitive. I think all 4 of our quarterbacks have had good training camps. I know we're counting those balls and strikes, and when those pitches are right on the corner, I don't know how you count them without knowing the play call and the intent and all those things. But that's our jobs to do, and challenge these guys on a daily basis to go, help be elevators of whatever group they're in with on offense. And, I feel like we've been able to do that, but we have the, 1/3 of our preseason game opportunities still to be played.
Heading into Sunday, how do you feel about the edge rusher depth with that position?
Yeah, I think all those guys, whether you're talking about, I think Tyler Batty's been a guy you guys have probably seen, jump out and in game as well when he's gotten his opportunities. He's one of the better special teams 4-phase players we have on the team. But Tyler's had a great camp. I think, Ty Ingram is a guy, like, there's still some times when we're starting, whether it's myself and Nolan or a larger group, we're talking about the roster. We almost have to talk about the front as a total number, just because you can make a, strong argument what column we're going to put him in. We, even I don't necessarily know, because I think that can change throughout the ebbs and flows of the season, or what Flo and the staff think are best, whether he plays more of the interior spot or he plays more on the edge. I think that he's been such a bright spot for training camp, just watching this guy really evolve in multiple roles as still a young player, and the way he's fitting into the big plans of how we want to play. So he's there. I think Bo has been his normal, consistent self. Chaz has taken reps at inside backer, outside backer, fullback. He's done a lot of different things in addition to being another guy that's really great in teams. And then we've got a couple young guys that I think are, very much competing to continue to show what they can do, because both those guys, Cam and Dyson have both shown some really, really good snaps to us.
What do you think Dallas Turner's biggest, most important area of growth has been?
Oh, man. Well, I think first and foremost, he has total ownership of the defense now. He knows exactly, at that kind of rush spot opposite Gink, he knows the different layers to the defense, all the checks. That first team group has been really, in practice as of late, really rolling the full gamut of things. That's such a challenge to go up against. But, whether it was watching him, against a really good player in the joint practices, whether it's just watching him go up against CD, every day or BO. I just think it's just total clarity on his job, but now we're starting to see the refinement of skills and the different repertoire of moves and then how he packages all that together over the course of a lot of snaps has been really cool to see, because we know we know how athletically gifted he is, the ability he has, and now it's just watching him play fast and with a purpose on every snap. He's been violent and physical on the edge. I'm so excited to watch the real games get started for a guy like Dallas Turner, for sure.
Let me ask you a question. Would you have rather listen to List Radio? You can say it. I know you're master control supervisor. I know you'd rather have List Radio.
I understand where you're coming from.
Did you notice he never really said that? They've not decided on a second string.
He didn't say anything.
No, well, they know that it's.
He's like a politician. He can just divert away from your question, and then
I wish
by the time he's done with rambling for 3 minutes.
I wish you'd be like Dan Campbell. You've been watching, haven't you?
That's what I love with Zimmer, just short answers.
Do you think you want Nolan Ryan throwing passes out into the flat when a guy's wide open? No, he's going to have to ride the bench. It's going to be Wentz gives us the best chance to win if Murray isn't there. Next question. It's obvious. If Murray goes down in week 1, they have to go with Wentz. The rest of the team it'd be a mutiny on the bounty. It's the Strawberries. We'll break and come back. A little 5-3-4. We'll get into that. We'll do a quick version of it because we've got Rock. We got a little late here because of the KOC. Rock Talk at 1:15. What you got, Tanner?
Yeah, could JJ get cut?
The Common Man. And honest to God, I don't know how fans listen to the gibberish between 12:30